Hello, fake-ass news friends, or as I like to call you, fake friends. I'm Hope Violence, or at least that's the name you've known me by for a long time. But it's come to our attention here at FakeAssNews that some social media outlets may have been throttling our content due to the use of the V word. Well, it turns out that Violence is actually my married name, so I have no problem letting it go. Choke on it, Barry. It's not my fault that your parents gave you a dumb name. From now on, I will be using my maiden name instead, which just happens to be Thraddle. No way they can object to that. The irony of throttling Thraddle would just be too great. This also means my show has a new name. No longer will I do violence on the truth here. From this day forward, together we will be Thraddling the Truth. Same show, same host, just more throttling. With that bit of housekeeping out of the way, let's take a look at today's truth in need of throttling. We got Venezuela! Woohoo! This means I get to put my war hat back on, even though it's technically not a war, but it totally is. Granted, it was hard to see this one coming, unless you saw the part where everyone in the administration said we would do this about 4,000 times. But other than that, what a surprise! Now, I know, maggots, this might all be a bit confusing for you. After all, you thought you voted for this guy.
We are a peace-loving nation, and my administration remains firmly committed to establishing peace and harmony among the nations in the world. We do not seek war. We do not seek nation building. We do not seek regime change.
And now instead, you've got a guy who just did a regime change, seeks nation building, and justifies it with this.
All the way back, it dated to the Monroe Doctrines. And the Monroe Doctrine is a big deal. But we've superseded it by a lot, by a real lot. They now call it the Donroe document. I don't know. It's Monroe Doctrine. We sort of forgot about it. It was very important, but we forgot about it. We don't forget about it anymore.
So, what the hell is the Donroe Doctrine? To explain this, I'm going to have to do something I'm normally opposed to on my show, which is teaching my audience history. But in this case, Dear Leader kind of painted me into a corner, so I'll just have to claw my way out. In a nutshell, it is this. See this map of the world? See this whole part called America? You've got North America, you've got South America, and that little taint in between is the kinky part called Central America. All of this is ours. Yes, technically the United States is only this part, but back in 1823, well, I'll just let the shitty AI explain it to you shittily.
In the 1820s, European empires were still expanding. They were eager to reclaim colonies and to assert their dominance over the Americas. At this time, a young United States decided to take an aggressive stance with a message to the world: hands off the Western Hemisphere. This was the Monroe Doctrine, a groundbreaking declaration that not only shaped U.S. foreign policy, but also redefined America's role in the world.
See? Defending the American hemisphere is a proud American tradition like hot dogs and apple pie. Now that I think about it, technically those are German traditions, but then so is attacking your neighbors. Look, in any case, it's traditional. And you love tradition, right? Of course you do. You're a good Americana. But today's threats are a bit different than those from the ones Monroe faced. European colonizers aren't our concern now. Today, we're fighting narco-terrorists, radical left maniacs, and whatever this is.
If you're underage and look like Ivanka, better watch out for the Trump. Woo! Watch that girl! Watch that scene! She is an Epstein teen!
Jesus, give me strength. To combat these loser weirdos, the Monroe Doctrine enables dear leader to fight them anywhere in the Western Hemisphere. And that means the Americas. If it's in any way, shape, or form part of America, we do what we need to do there. Venezuela, part of South America, and therefore part of America. Greenland, part of America. Colombia, yep, that too. Mexico, claro que sí. Canada, do not interrupt the flow of that light, sweet, crude maple syrup, Mounties, because that's ours as well, eh? The Gulf of Mexico? No. But now that it's been renamed the Gulf of America, sí, señor! You get the idea. Unfortunately, the reaction to the Monroe Doctrine from our global rivals has been all too predictable. Ew, we're breaking the rule of law and the international order and the sovereignty of nations. Listen to these monsters grandstand and whine.
There is no and can be no justification for the crimes cynically perpetrated by the United States in Caracas. We firmly condemn the U.S. act of armed aggression against Venezuela in breach of all international legal norms.
Okay, guys, relax. We're not coming for you. The Monroe Doctrine is about our sphere of influence, not yours. Russia wants to take a bite out of Ukraine's ass? Go for it. China wants to take over Taiwan? Help yourselves. What you don't get to do is chastise us on an international stage while you clutch your pearls and claim your shit don't stank. Oh wait, did I just mix metaphors? The last time I got pearls and shit mixed up, it was a pretty wild night. Barry, you keep your mouth shut. I better not see anything about our bunga bunga parties on social media. Anyway, the point is, the Monroe Doctrine dictates that we would never go after someone not in our hemisphere. I mean, except when we do, but what we're not going to do is take a swing at someone who can actually punch back. These foreign maniacs aren't the only ones gutter sniping glorious leader while he's trying to get his Monroe on. The traitorous Democrats and even a handful of Republicans in Congress simply can't help themselves and had to chime in, joining the chorus of Marxist haters, book learners, and attention payers with a powerful moral command. Next time, consult us first.
A group of senators voted to pass a resolution put forth by Virginia Senator Tim Kaine to limit future military force in Venezuela without congressional approval. 5 Republicans voted with Democrats to limit the president's powers less than a week after Nicolas Maduro was captured. Those in support say there needs to be a debate on this military operation.
First of all, dear leader, did consult the branch of government that needed to be briefed, which is the billionaires who own the government. Sure, you can argue the government belongs to the people, but who do you belong to? Also the billionaires. Oh, you didn't know that? Guess you should have read the fine print on your social media, streaming service, and AI chatbot user agreements. But I digress. Congress needs to get real here. Dear leader can't seriously be expected to consult you every time he wants to invade Greenland for rare earth minerals or blow up all the blow in Colombia, or invade Brazil for Brazilian booty, or kick Cuba out of the Caribbean, or rename Mexico Trumpistan, or rename everyone in Mexico Donald Trump, or take over Grenada and rechristen it the Jeffrey Epstein Memorial Sex Island, or even, should he so choose, use this Don Road doctrine explicitly for the act of Don Road docking. I don't even know what that means. It doesn't matter. He can do all of that and much more thanks to the Donroe Doctrine. And you should thank him for it. It's in our national self-interest to keep the man happy. If we don't put dear leader's lotion in the basket, we get the hose again. So keep him happy, maggots! Do that, and I assure you the Donroe Doctrine is going to make you rich and prosperous. But why am I even bothering? I'm selling past the sell. MAGA has no core principles other than loving everything Glorious Leader does. My colleague, Brian Johnson Balls, has the data to back that up. Don't you, Brian?
I sure do, Hope. In our FakeAssNews news poll of 256 Trump supporters, over 400% said Dear Leader is perfect in every way. And as it turns out, Dear Leader agrees.
That sounds mathematically cool. Whatever. Brian, I can hardly wait to see you soon for the debut of our new FakeAssNews show.
That's right, Hope. Our new panel discussion show, 2-on-1, will include not just me and you, but here's a shocker, even your liberal maniac husband, Barry.
That's right. Won't that be amazing? I am looking forward to it, Brian.
Barry is seriously going to regret this.
Let's hope so. And speaking of hope, I'm Hope Thraddle. Thanks for joining me for the maiden episode of my show based on my maiden name, Thraddling the Truth. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more fake-ass news.